Hello, my stamping friends. This is Renee Novak at blessedbycards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and I'm here today with another Make It Monday tutorial. Today, I am creating 3 cards using the Friendly Foliage Bundle. Now, this bundle has a variety of stamps, and we're going to be using this large one here today, along with the Get Well and the Thinking of You stamp from this bundle. And then these dies here, the 2 big ones here. Now, what's really cool about these 2 is that they kind of nest inside of each other. So as soon as you stamp that image, you can cut out the entire outline of that image and keep that just in one piece, or you can use this piece and cut it out at the same time, and then you get all of the background cut out as well. So that's kind of cool. I really like that. So let's get started with the 3 cards that I created today. So my first card uses a little bit of watercolor a technique, and I am not doing that technique on this video, but if you would like to see that at a video, please give me a shout out and I will put together something. But this is just a piece of watercolor paper, and what I did was I took the flat brush, the aqua water painter from Stampin' Up, and I used that with a bunch of water and just did some flat strokes across my watercolor paper. And I used sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. Coastal Cabana ink. I used some peach pie, and I also used some Daffodil Delight. I did leave a little areas of white, and you can kind of do that as you're brushing it across, and then kind of blended those in. So again, that's on watercolor paper. So you'll want to do that first, and then you're going to want to let it completely dry. And once it's completely dry, then you can stamp your image on the front with the Get Well Soon. And this is Memento Black ink, and this is also mounted on a piece of basic black just to make that whole image pop. On the inside, it's optional if you want to add a piece of white. This is a lighter colored cardstock, so you wouldn't have to, but you can add a piece of white and decorate it however you want. So the second card that I created, I decided to do a little embossing. So I used 2 different embossing folders. I used the exposed brick, and I used the new stone and vines. And so on the blueberry bushel panel, I did the exposed brick and then added it to my white card base. And then the white panel I did with the stone and vine, that's the new embossing folder. And I took a sponge dauber and just added a little bit of blueberry bushel right on top of that. That's that ink right there. I just added that on. And then on another piece of white paper, I stamped in blueberry bushel, and I cropped out that image, and I did use both of them. And so that's how you can see the background through your image, because when you use both of these, all this solid part crops out so you can see through it. Okay, and so what I did then to pop this up was I used our foam strip adhesives, and I just kind of put them all around the outside, and then on the greeting added a little bit of bling, and that's our second card. Our third and final card, I did not do any use any Stampin' Dimensionals or any foam adhesive. I just glued it directly down. So I took a strip of black, and I put it across the center of this Highland Heather card. And then this designer series paper is Lovely and Beautiful. And then I did stamp and crop out another image from the Friendly Foliage, that same large image. And that's this one right here. And then I just mounted them all on here, and the Thinking of You is stamped on basic white, and it's cropped with the nested essential dies, and I just butted it right up there, and that was card number 3. Now I have on my blog at blessedbycards.com a project sheet that you can download for free, and that has all the measurements and all the supplies that is needed for these 3 cards. So thanks so much for joining me. Be sure to stop back on Wednesday for a weekly Wednesday. And until then, be blessed.